For much of the world, May 1st is a day off, a time for picnics and relaxation. But in Africa, this date was forged in the heat of a struggle that nearly toppled a regime. On May 1st, 1950, and again in 1986, the streets of South Africa didn't see parades, they saw a massive "stay away." Millions of workers put down their tools, not just for better pay, but to demand the right to be recognised as human beings. Today, we look at how the labour movement became the secret engine of the anti-apartheid struggle, and why May 1st remains a sacred day on the African calendar. The year was 1950. The apartheid government had just introduced the Suppression of Communism Act, a law designed to silence anyone who dared to speak up for equality. In response, the Communist Party and the ANC called for a massive strike on May 1st. They called it Freedom Day. The goal was simple: show the government that without black labour, the country would grind to a halt. The response was overwhelming, but the cost was high. In the township of Alexandra and across the reef, police opened fire on peaceful protesters. "18 people lost their lives that day. A young activist named Nelson Mandela had to hide in a nurse's dormitory overnight to escape the gunfire. This wasn't just a labour dispute, it was a baptism of fire for the liberation movement. Fast forward to May 1st, 1986. The struggle had reached a boiling point. A new, powerful force had emerged: COSATU, the Congress of South African Trade Unions. They made a bold demand: recognise May 1st as a public holiday, or we will take it ourselves. On that day, 1.5 million workers walked off the job. It was the largest strike in the history of the country. Mines closed, factories went silent. The government realised that while they had the guns, the workers had the power to turn off the lights of the entire nation. It took years of further pressure, but the victory was won. Today, May 1st is an official public holiday in South Africa and many other African nations. Not because it was gifted by the state, but because the workers took it by force of will. This spirit wasn't contained to the South. In 1963, the very first conference of the Organisation of African Unity, OAU, held its preliminary meetings in early May. Leaders like Kwame Nkrumah and Haile Selassie knew that true independence required economic freedom for the African worker. From the dock workers in Mombasa to the railway strikers in Senegal, the African worker has always been at the forefront of decolonization. May 1st serves as a yearly reminder that the backbone of the continent isn't its politicians. It's the people who build, farm, and mine the wealth of Africa. On May 1st, we don't just celebrate a day off. We celebrate the courage of those who risked their lives to prove that labour is dignity. As we look at the rising economies of Africa today, we remember the 1950 Freedom Day strikers and the 1986 COSATU marchers. Their struggle is the reason we stand where we are today. Thanks for joining us for On This Day in Africa. How is Workers' Day celebrated in your country? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more daily history.